They mocked her for being single. What happened next silenced everyone. The village hall glittered like gold that evening. Music roared through the air. Plates clinked. Laughter rose from every corner like smoke from hot soup. Another wedding. Another reminder. And in the middle of the celebration sat Amaka alone. Not because she wanted to be, but because life had refused to move at the same pace as everyone else. At 34, Amaka had become the topic whispered at every family gathering. Such a beautiful woman. Still not married. Maybe her standards are too high. Maybe something is wrong somewhere. And every time those words reached her ears, she smiled politely even when her chest burned. Have you noticed, one auntie whispered loudly that night, all her younger cousins are already married. Another woman laughed softly. At this point, she should just manage any man that comes. The women around the table chuckled. Amaka heard every word. But she kept eating quietly. If you've ever been judged for not being where people expected you to be in life, then this story is for you. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and stay till the end because what happened next changed everything. Amaka wasn't lazy. She wasn't proud. And she certainly wasn't cursed like some people claimed. Life had simply been hard. When their father died suddenly years ago, Amaka became both sister and mother to her 3 younger siblings. While her mates were planning weddings, she was paying school fees. While others were taking honeymoon pictures, she was selling fabric in the market from sunrise till evening just to keep food on the table. She sacrificed everything. Her youth. Her dreams. Even love. There was once a man she truly loved. His name was Tund. He promised marriage. Promised forever. Promised to stand beside her through every struggle. But the moment Tund realized Amaka's family responsibilities would not disappear quickly, he disappeared instead. 3 months later, he married another woman. That heartbreak nearly destroyed her. After that, Amaka stopped believing in promises. She focused only on survival. Years passed. Her siblings graduated one after another. One became a nurse. Another became an engineer. The youngest traveled abroad on scholarship. And though Amaka was proud of them, nobody noticed the price she paid to make it happen. To the world, she was still just the unmarried woman. That same wedding night, the bride walked over to Amaka with fake sympathy. "You're next, oh." Amaka forced a smile. Then quietly stood up and walked outside. The cool night breeze hit her face immediately. For the first time in years. She cried. She wiped her tears quickly when she heard footsteps approaching. It was Mama Chinia. An elderly widow everyone respected deeply in the village. The old woman sat beside her slowly. "You know," Mama Chinia said softly, "people only clap for what they understand." Amaka looked at her silently. The old woman continued. "But some lives are too deep for shallow minds to understand." Those words stayed with Amaka long after the wedding ended. 3 months later, something unexpected happened. The biggest textile company in Lagos announced a nationwide search for local fabric distributors. Whoever won the contract would supply materials across several states. Thousands applied. Amaka applied too. People laughed when they heard. But Amaka ignored them. Quietly, she worked. For 2 straight months, she barely slept. She prepared proposals. Learned online marketing through borrowed phones. Traveled overnight in crowded buses to attend business seminars. Sometimes she returned home exhausted and hungry. Still, she continued. Then one rainy afternoon, her phone rang. At first, she thought it was a scam. Until the caller repeated the words again. "Congratulations, Miss Amaka. You have been selected." Amaka froze. The phone nearly slipped from her hand. Out of over 4,000 applicants, she had won the contract. Not only that, The company offered her a partnership deal worth millions. That single call changed her entire life. She employed workers, opened branches, trained young women for free, paid hospital bills for struggling widows, sponsored children through school. Even mothers started bringing their sons to visit. One woman who once mocked her publicly now said, "To be honest, Amaka was always special." Funny how success changes people's memory. But Amaka remained humble. The village announced a grand fundraising event to rebuild the community secondary school. Everyone made donations while cameras flashed. Some donated for attention. Others donated to impress, and then the host called Amaka's name. Amaka walked calmly to the stage. Elegant, confident, unshaken. She adjusted the microphone gently. Then she spoke. "I know many people here remember me as the woman who never got married." Nervous laughter spread across the hall. "But while many people measured my life by wedding rings," she paused, "I was building lives." The hall fell silent. Amaka continued. "I trained over 80 young women in business. I pay school fees for children whose parents cannot afford education. I built 2 boreholes in this community. And today," she turned toward the organizers, "I will personally fund the complete renovation of this school." Gasps filled the air, and then Amaka added one final sentence that silenced everyone completely. "A woman's value is not determined by whether a man chooses her." Silence. Deep silence. Even the air felt heavy. Then suddenly, the entire hall erupted in applause. Months later, during one of her charity programs, she met a man named David. Not rich. Not flashy. Not arrogant. Just kind. He spoke to her with respect, not pity. He admired her strength instead of feeling threatened by it. And unlike others, he never acted as if marriage was a prize he was offering her. They became friends first. Real friends. And slowly, love found Amaka again. The kind that arrives when someone finally sees you completely. 2 years later, they got married quietly. No competition. No noise. No pressure. Just joy. Pure joy. And on her wedding day, Mama Chinya held her hand and whispered, "See, God was never late." Amaka smiled through tears. Because now she understood something deeply. Life is not a race. Sometimes, the people society pities today become the very people everyone admires tomorrow. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe for more powerful African stories that inspire, heal, and uplift. Every story has a lesson.